Hello, everybody. My name is Thomas Garrett. I am a father of an 11-month-old son named Bryson. He's great. He's very big. He was born at 10 pounds, even when he was born. And welcome to my Pecha Kucha presentation. More about him, less about me. So the presentation is all about the benefits of making homemade baby food and about making the homemade baby food. I've been doing it for the past 7 months now because he is 11 months old now. We started at 4 months, and this is all the things that I've learned so far, and hopefully it helps you or people you know. So, in turn of that, if you're not a parent or a parent of a young person, or if you don't know anybody that is expecting then or has a young kid, then this really won't relate to you, but I mean, it could later. So, in terms of the supplies, it's all about a blender, storage, and food. And in the beginning, you start with fruits and vegetables, and then we use a Magic Bullet. It's $29.99, and that's the only thing we started with. So, at 4 months, you he starts to get pureed fruits and vegetables, and that's what we started with. And we started homemade baby food right away. We didn't start with canned. It he's liked it ever since. He was big when he was born, so once we got him into the pureed food, we saw how much he ate. And at 6 months, they babies start eating chicken and other things along with the fruits and vegetables, which adds even more added benefit of the blender. And then at 9 months, he can basically have whatever the rest of the family is eating. So we have spaghetti one night and we puree the spaghetti to where he can eat it. I mean, if it's hot dogs and stuff, they can be cut up into small pieces at 9 months and they can eat that. But in terms of other things, it needs to be blended. So with homemade baby food, you can make a whole bunch of different types of food in terms of getting it store brand. So like you see, we've made butternut squash where you bake it. You can make corn and everything that you can get at the store, but you can also make so many different things like avocado you can't get at the store. So the store sells 4 ounce cans usually, and the 4 ounce cans are pretty small, and usually they say that one of the cans can feed a baby for one of the meals, and but Bryson eats 3 cans of the amount every meal. So in terms of cost, a 4 ounce jar is usually around 50 cents. So in a total of a month, you're thinking about $45 with canned. If he has one per meal, Bryson eats 3, so it's 3 times that amount. So that's just for the non-organic, by the way. So the health benefits, there's no fillers, there's no preservatives, no additives, nothing like that. If your baby's allergic to, let's say, bananas, you can completely eliminate the possibility of contamination of allergic foods. So that's another benefit. Prep time, there's one thing about prep time that's a potential negative is it takes a while because you got to cut them up, you got to cook them like butternut squash. As my example, you have to bake it first. So all that takes into account of time. So you have to do that in order to make the food, which in turn makes bulk food. You make a bulk amount of food because usually the amount you buy in terms of making the food turns into bulk food because you get 3 times the amount for the same price. So with bulk food, you need a way to store it and a place to store it. And freezing is a great way to do that. It's a great way to keep it. It can last up to 4 months frozen. So there's those trays that I talked about earlier, and those trays help you freeze them and then keep them in like a Ziploc baggie in the freezer until you need to thaw them for him or her to eat. So, in terms of going to the store offers a certain variety and that's all you can get. But in terms of organic, you can get generally better stuff. But as you make your own homemade baby food, like this one, it's just pumpkin. Literally, you could go out and buy a pumpkin and it's organic, and you can make your own organic food at a ninth of the cost because organic food is 3 times the amount of the canned food, and you can make 3 times the amount if you do that at home. So all the positives, you know what your child is eating. It's a better cost difference for you. You can save a lot of money. We've saved a lot of money, and you can bulk make and freeze it, and it lasts a long time. And in terms of how much he eats, it's definitely worth it. And the potential negatives are there's can be long prep times. Like I said about this squash, you need to bake it or you need to cook it first, and then you need to puree it, and then you need to can put it in containers, and then you have to freeze it little by little. There's upfront starting costs at the blender and other things as well. So I had a huge success with Bryson. Bryson's a big boy. He loves to eat. He loves to eat a lot. We say he has a hollow leg, and this has helped immensely in terms of cost and just overall what he can and cannot eat. So it's a great way to help your baby out early in life. So thank you for watching the presentation. Hopefully it helps you or somebody you know save a little bit of money, help their kid get a little healthier, and thank you so much. And hopefully you learned a little bit about homemade baby food.